Hey everyone, and welcome to day, what is it, 4 of 31 Days of Tarot 2019, hosted by Anthony. And today's prompt is top 5 tarot books of 2018 that were either purchased, can't talk anymore, or released. And out of my 5 books, only one was released in 2018, and that's this one, by Andy Matzna, Journaling the Tarot, a little book of big questions. And this is actually quite nice for a reading because the entire book is really just like this, as a little bit of introduction, not that much. And then it goes right into, like, this is the introduction page. This page intentionally left blank. And then it goes right into each of the cards, and each card has 2 pages full of questions that you can ask either yourself for further, like, deeper thinking. What do the cards really mean? What do they want to tell you? What kind of message can you get? Or if you do this for a client, to give them an extra question on the way to think about. And let me see if I can just the light a little bit. Yeah. And for example, here we have the Knight of Cups, and some questions here are, how can you avoid taking things personally? Or how are you demonstrating your love to those around you? Or let's see, the Five of Wands. How are you having fun? Or how might you simplify your life? So lots of questions that you can either use to journal just for yourself or actually use in readings. So that's one. Another one by the same author is the Tarot Activity Book, and I'm still working on it, and there's 3 parts to this book. The first one is Conversation Starters, where you go through the deck and you try to find cards in order to answer the questions. For example, here's one, Pain Management, and it says, which card in your deck represents your pain and which represents your relief? And I think that's a great deck, or a great book to go through a deck that either your favorite deck to see this in a completely new light, or if you have a new deck and you want to connect with it, this might be a really nice way to go through the deck to try and answer these questions. The second part of the book is actually journaling. Gives you a lot of prompts to journal about. And then the third part is Arts and Crafts, where you're supposed to take a tarot deck and really do arts and crafts with these cards, like cut away pieces of the cards, do collages, paint on them, do all kinds of things, which I don't really want to do because I don't dare cut into a card. And I think when I get to that part in the book, I'm just going to print out images of the cards that I want to use in my art projects, and I'm not actually going to cut into a real deck. I'm not going to paint on that. I just don't dare to do that. That's just me. Other people may be more daring than me. I'm not. Another book that I have is actually a guidebook for the Astro Tarot that I showed in my top 5 decks video, and this one was released in 2005, and it's in German, so I don't know if this exists in English. I really can't tell you. And this book tells you a little bit about like astrology, how to use this deck with like a reading, and how the cards were designed, a little bit about the mythology, and then it goes straight into the cards. And the so-called major arcana in this deck are the 12 zodiac signs, And you get 4 pages for each of the 12 signs. Talks about the mythology and about the zodiac sign in particular, what the sign is all about, how they behave, challenges, and all that. And then it lets you, or it gives you a few hints on how to read, like with the theme, challenges, support, and future things to consider. And like I said, it's for that. It's for all the 12 signs. And then with the minor arcana, it gives you 2 pages. And you have always a combination on these cards. For example, this one here is a combination of Aries, Mars, Scorpio, Pluto, and what this combination actually means. And then also the design of the card, why they chose that design, and then once again the theme, challenges, support, and things to consider for the future. And that goes all the way to the end of the book. So it's really just a huge guidebook. Like, this is the last page and then just the thank you, and that's it. And I'm really interested to go through this and see what this can teach me about astrology on top of the basic beginner's knowledge that I have. And then the next 2 books are actually from the same deck. They're also guidebooks, and they're from the Röhrig Tarot. This book I found on Amazon as well. It's from 1993, when the deck originally came out, was 92 or 93. And both of these books are not from the original artist. That's a really old picture of him. That's from way back when. Doesn't look like that anymore. And yeah, he has never really spoken or written about these cards, and so other people have done that. But this book is really nice because you get these huge images of the cards, because there's so many details. For example, he has written a lot of keywords and meanings of the cards on here, and when you have the cards on the big cards, you may be able to read some of this. But on the smaller cards that, for example, came out in Spanish and English and Russian, you can't really make out most of these words. So having the big images is a big plus. Then it tells you a little bit about each card. And in this book, you also get the uncensored original artwork. For example, the Hanged Man originally was naked, and nowadays he is censored. Let's see if I can find him. Here. So that's the new version where he's actually wearing something. And the same for the Princess of Cups. That one was also naked. There's still, like, all the boobies are not covered. Here is the original Princess of Cups. And let's see if I can find it. This is the new version where she's actually covered. And then there's one more card, the Three of Pentacles, where the guy is also not wearing anything on the bottom. And that one has also been censored now. So the thing I don't, well, not like, but what's kind of a pity is that for the minor arcana you only get some keywords. And that's why I bought this book, because the minor arcana are talked about in depth, and you get a lot of interpretation. And in this book they also go into the symbolism of these cards. Like here you get these details that are hidden in some of the cards, like eyes and mountains, gemstones, feathers, things like that, and what they actually mean or could mean. And then you also get the references to the Crowley Tarot, to the Rider-Waite Tarot. Like, it references a lot of things. For example, here you have in the Sun card the original Rider-Waite Sun, or from the Crowley Tarot, a few images, or from the Tarot Marseille. So these references are in that book, and that's what makes this a really awesome guidebook for the tarot deck. Much better than the little white book that it comes with. So yeah, if anyone has the cards and is looking for a good guidebook, I recommend both of these. Even though this may be hard to find, especially in English, this is a bit smaller, and I've seen it quite pricey, but I've seen it, it's still somehow available, used. There's not that many out there, and even that I think is currently not in print. There's still all these, the ones that have been printed are not sold yet. You can still find those. And yeah, I love this deck. And I also really enjoy working with these books when I work with the deck. So yeah, these were my 5 tarot books of 2018. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!